Sure, sure. I can't hear you. No, I cannot hear you. No. Wow. Not sure what problem it is. No, I cannot hear you. Yes, all good. Now I can hear
Can
you.
you hear me now?
Yes. Yes. Not now. Can you say it again? Can you say something?
Can you hear me?
Yes, right now I can.
All right, good, good, good. All right, thank you so much. Welcome everyone to Growth School. It has been a phenomenal moment, always showing up for Growth School every week. We share on things relating to personal development, personal advancement, and things that contribute to your career and the consistent growth in your life. And today is an amazing time. Like you can see on your screen, I have an amazing guest all the way from Australia. And she's a new friend I met on Lunch Club. And it was really phenomenal when we had a lot of conversation to listen to the things she does. And I brought her here, we scheduled this meeting and I brought her here to really share a lot with us, to tell you a lot of the things she's doing and how you can contribute to your life, how you can begin to grow consistently in your life. So Kylie Sen is one amazing person in tech. She's a product manager and also she's a co-founder of Kaikool, a personal development matching platform in which a lot of people are growing their lives, they're advancing, they're ensuring that they're meeting their goals and they are changing their lives. Ladies and gentlemen, on Growth School today, it's an honor to present to you Kylie Sen. Kylie, can you say hello to our audience?
Hello, everyone. It's an honor for me to come here, Grow School. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I remember when we spoke, you said a lot of amazing things around personal development. And I remember that during our conversation, one thing that really connected while we were talking was the concept of personal development and how you're really passionate about it, how you discovered that it was a real contribution to your life and to the things you're doing today, and how you find lots of joy and fulfillment in committing to personal development. Now, my first question I would like you to answer is the concept of personal development. What is it? All right, in your own term, in your own view, what do you think personal development is? And what should people perceive and see personal development to mean?
That's a very good question, but it's not the question that I prepare for. I thought the first question would be introduce yourself. Yeah, okay. Personal development. For me, personal development is my life purpose. I've been doing it for the last 5 years. And when you ask me what it is, I think to keep it in a very simple words, I would say is to develop oneself. And if you heard of some developmental psychology models like spiral dynamics or uh, 9 stages of ego development model, in people's life, they will develop themselves like a spiral. So I think personal development to me will be really constantly thinking to grow ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And I think in people's life, there are different stages, and it's also different to everyone. For me, right now, will be really develop myself in the speaking skills and also growing our startup. And it's just my relationship as well.
Awesome. That's great. So it looks like the commitment to ensure that you're better today than you were yesterday. So irrespective of whether you do this to your spirit, whether you do this to your soul, whether you do this to your body, in all encompassing, you're really developing yourself. So the commitment that you put into being a better person and getting better daily. It could be a result of certain things you're doing and all. Now, my question would be, what are deliberate steps or deliberate actions that people take in developing themselves? Or what do people do that would make you say, this person is committing to personal development? Is it like, oh, I just wake up every day and whatsoever happens to me is personal development? So definitely, there are actions, there are activities, there are deliberate steps that people take that makes them become aware, or that makes people around them become aware that, okay, this person is personally developing himself or herself. So, can you share some of these deliberate activities or actions that people could take to really develop themselves?
Yeah, I think your question is very practical. Like you are using some examples. Um, I think if you see a person is really developed themselves or not, you probably see whether they are going out of their comfort zone or not. Um, it's like, oh, I wake up early this morning and I set up a morning routine. I do my meditation practice. Uh, I will also take a walk, doing some exercise, and after that, I will do some stretches. So this is some kind of deliberate practice for a person to develop he or she maybe physically, and also for the meditation part, maybe it will be the mindfulness part. I think to see a person, whether it's developed or not, is like, are they comfortable in their current state? Are they making some deliberate efforts to do something that they think inside them there's some motivation for them to do? And through that practice, like a daily practice, no matter career development or spiritual development, people are doing something that they are not really comfortable in doing. Instead of probably watching Netflix is not a good one. Um, I guess that would be all, some examples that I think of. Oh, sorry, I lost
All
you
right.
again.
So from what you've said, what you simply mean is, how do you measure up for the gap in your unsatisfaction? Like there is a state with which you are not satisfied with, and you're taking deliberate actions, you're seeking means and opportunities with which you can measure up for the places that you desire to be. All right, so that's really interesting. Now, in taking crucial decision for personal development, and in your working with people in Kaiko and some of the people you have in the community Kaiko, what would you consider the most important actions when it comes to personal development? Because of course, not every action really means you're personally developing yourself. So there would be things that are really important. There are things that are not necessary. There are things lots of people believe, oh, when I do this is personal development, but in the actual sense, it does not add up to their growth, to their advancement, to their increase and all. So what would you consider the most important things that people should always look out for when they commit to personal development?
Wow, you're asking very good questions. Um, I think in Kaikun, a lot of people that they join us because they have an interest in personal development, and a lot of them, what triple them the most is it's not so easy for a person to do things consistently. Like I remember one guy. He is a YouTuber and he do a lot of video streaming, YouTube videos, and he shared one thing of himself. In the past, it was so easy for him to like wake up very early and doing all the productive stuff, doing things consistently at that time. But there was a period of his life, like when he was not doing it, then the momentum drops. So I think in Kaikun, as my observation of people, some people, when they get on track of something, they build the momentum. It's very easy for them to grow in some areas in their lives. However, if that momentum pause got stopped, then it was so hard for someone to get back on track on it. So I think to answer a question, the most important thing that I think in personal development is no matter whatever areas that people want to grow themselves is the momentum and the consistency that they can put into like a routine in their life if they want to deliberately practice something. That is a very hard thing because when, as I said, the YouTuber example, as time went by, he found that it's not that exciting anymore. I think it goes all the way to the mastery curve. There's a mastery curve when we want to learn something. It's not like a linear thing. It's like we grow a little bit, but we hit the plateau. Then we will stay on the plateau no matter how much effort and time we put into it. But until a point, we will spurt a little bit more. And then we will hit another plateau. So I think during the plateau time will be the hardest time. Most of people will quit. But in personal development, we want people to continue to put into the practice until they meet the next spurt point. So I guess it would be the consistency and to keep on the momentum.
Wow, that's phenomenal. So it means personal development has to come with the ability to have some sort of routine that you're consistent with. And in your consistency, you then build certain momentum.
Mhm.
For instance, you build a consistency to improve, say, your speaking. Maybe when you meet people, you try to at least say something. Hello, what's your name? You try to do that on a daily basis. So you're getting better. Then you move from just saying, hello, what's your name? That's fine, to then building conversation. So you're building the momentum. And before you know it, you become better at speaking. This could apply to every area of your life. So the reason why we have people who start out like, oh, I want to lose weight, and they start, they get to a point, oh, I'm tired, it's not worth it. And they don't seem to know that taking care of your health, taking care of your body is a part of personal development. So you need
Yeah.
a measure of consistency and you need a measure of momentum. That's phenomenal. Thank you so much for that. I guess the audience are learning. Please do well to drop your comments. I'm seeing them already. Thank you, Alda. Thank you, Peace. Thank you, Osochi. I'm seeing your amazing comments already for Kylie. Now, understanding that you had a lot of things to do around tech, like you manage product development, you work with a couple of teams, and in doing all of this, there are things that you would find out that they are responsible for your growth. Like they're responsible for your growth, they're responsible for your recommendation, they are responsible for the excellence you put to your job, you put to your work. Now, can you tell us what some of those factors are that really contributed to your growth? Like you as a person in your journey, in working in various institutions, in working with teams, in leading teams, like what are the things that are responsible for your growth? The things that have been responsible for how far you've gone and a lot of the things you achieve right now.
Are you asking what are the things that is responsible for my growth along my
Yeah,
journey?
yeah,
Hmm. Okay. I think um, I really is not a person that liked the community when I was growing up. I was so introverted and I was so scared to talk to people as well. I have like social anxiety. And I think overcoming that fear will be my greatest growth in my life. Still, right now, I will still have some fear in talking in a group of people. And and right now, I guess the thing that I went through, it will be the period of time when I was in Australia. I couldn't find a job. I think that the period of I deliberately developed my career skill and also trying to look for a job. That would be the period that contributes the most growth for me. And that is actually not long ago. I quit my hospitality job last year, at the end of last year. And and then after that I started to do some self-learning in web development online. And then maybe after 3 and 4 months, I started to actively applying for jobs in Australia. So the place that I'm in Australia in is called Tasmania, which is a small island, and people here are very not so advanced in a sense. But here it's not really like a city. So for IT jobs, most of the people will say there are not enough opportunity here. So at the time, I also have some limiting beliefs that I will never really get a proper IT job. So uh, that was last year. I was doing the hospitality job, but and then I remember a book called The Deep. Um, so it's talking about what are you doing with your life if you are not really fulfilling. Are you want to continue to working as like this dead end job as hospitality? I don't even really enjoy it. Um, so at that time, I just made a decision to quit my job and then to just face my deepest fear, which is to talking to people, selling myself to others, and literally get an IT job. And at that time, I guess I was a bit of stressed, but in the meantime, I know about like mindfulness practice. I also kind of enjoy it in a sense, like enjoying being a bit scared, like running out of money. I literally ran out of money in April this year. But I guess that is a very critical time in my life that I really actively reach out to almost everyone on LinkedIn and try to talk to them and sell myself, sell my skills that I just newly learned. And right now, I just got a job in the Department of Education here, doing some Dynamic 365 developing work. So I guess to answer your question, what contributes to my greatest growth, it will be conquering my inner fear of not really able to express myself, not really able to talk in front of people, selling, and just go and talk to people. And right now, I think I'd be better at it and not really afraid of the failures ahead and really trying to get myself out there.
Wow, that's amazing. I want to see what is typed in the chat. Peace Adishala is saying a daily routine, consistency coupled with momentum, the ingredients for growth. Amazing. Osochi is saying the same thing. Build momentum and be consistent at what you do. Phenomenal. So you could see, Kylie, the amazing way people are learning and getting lots of idea from what you're saying. Now, I want to ask this question peculiarly because you seem to be really passionate about personal development. Like the way you spoke, you're really passionate. You feel like, oh, I wish everyone could just on board to Kai Cool and everyone could see how much is left in there. They can gain a lot of things from this platform. And my question is, how did you become this passionate about personal development? What's the story behind behind your passion for these? Like you call it you said it's a calling, like it's something that you find fulfillment doing. How did the journey all begin? Tell us the story. What's the story behind it? Was it like there was an experience in your life that personal development was the bailout? Like you just got into it and said, I wish I knew this. I wish I knew this before now. I would have changed my life in no small way. So share with us, how did you become this passionate about personal development?
Yeah, I think I just try to survive. Like I said, my past example, I was such a introverted kid, and in the past, I still remember when I was a kid, what I did, it was just try to fit into the group, and um, even though I grew up, I was very good at studying because probably I don't really like to talk to others. I just do all the studying stuff, and the score is like quite good in the class. But like I said, I think we are social people. We are living in a group of people, and if I don't have the ability to express myself, that would be really hard for me. And I think because I've been crippled by that, and personal development to me is just like air and water. If I don't do it, I cannot survive. So, so that I think that comes very natural to me after I think while I was in my uni. I originally from China, so before high school, it will be a period of if you are getting good grades, you will be fine. So I was totally fine at that time. But when I got into the university and also after that go into the workplace, and at that time I actually chose to go to Australia because I knew that I won't be satisfied in China and I wanted more in my life. I wanted to grow myself more. I wanted to be someone is different than my current state self. I always have an ideal self in my mind, like, oh, what I wanted to be in the future. And I think personal development to me is just something that I will always go back to. And my ideal self out there, it will always be someone that I look upon. And yeah.
Amazing. I love that story. Like I shared this a couple of times that, for example, I came out from, I grew up in an environment that was not so motivating. Like I grew up from a part of Lagos that was not so motivating, and there were not high percentage of people who could motivate you to excel or succeed. Like it
Mhm.
was about one chaos happening, one fight happening. Like the environment was so was so toxic to a point where you cannot just have really great aspiration. But
Mm.
getting into when I was preparing to get into the university, I started listening to some things that changed my mind. I started listening to people. I got interested in books that started renewing my mind, and that's how I got really committed to reading personal development books, inspiring books that transformed, that changed my life, that just made me realize that the world is beyond my community, the world is beyond my immediate community, the world is beyond where I grew up, and the world is beyond the people I can see around me. So I grew exposure into certain things to the point whereby I was now eager to get to the point where I wanted to help people. I saw the need to contribute to other people's life. Then I started growing certain skills in my life, my writing, my speaking. There were times where, just like you said, you were introverted. I was also really introverted. Why? Because I was in an environment, I was in a situation where you were not made to come out to the fullness of yourself. You were made to just keep quiet, don't do this, don't do that. But my mindset has started changing, and then I saw the need to ensure that I really wanted to be a blessing to others. I wanted to help others. I wanted to change the life of others, and then that would really make you grow. I don't know if you could confirm this, that every time you look beyond yourself, you will want to build yourself so that you'll be valuable to the people you see outside of you.
Hmm. I actually resonate with the point that you made. You read a lot of books. I also love that, and I think reading is like having a conversation with someone is wiser than us and learning from them. And I think the points that you made, look upon yourself. Um, can you repeat that again?
Yes, yeah, I said every time you look outside of yourself, it
Hmm.
propels you to develop yourself so you'll be valuable to those outside of you.
That is an interesting point. I never really thought about it. Yeah, but I I kind of love it. Yeah, but for me, look beyond myself will be doing some mindfulness practice, just observing how I react to the situation right now. And a lot of times, I can see myself being immature, and I will just observe it and to let it be. But mentally, I tell myself I can handle it better.
Wow,
Then, yeah.
awesome. So can you tell us? This is just an humorous part before I go to my next question. Can you
Hmm.
tell us, develop yourself in Chinese? Develop yourself in Chinese.
Mm, actually, yeah, I haven't speak Chinese for a long time, and my mother tongue is Cantonese, so it would
Wow.
be Uh, 成長 probably. Yeah.
Wow.
I also
Wow.
haven't talked to my family because my busy schedule like for a long time. I haven't been
Wow.
back to China like for before COVID, I think.
Wow, that's interesting. Now, going on. Now we've talked about personal development. I want to go on to community and
Mm-hmm.
communities that help you develop yourself, build yourself. For example, we have some remarkable communities that have been founded by phenomenal people who grew up and were born in Africa. They are
Mm-hmm.
very fantastic communities of such, and which I belong to. I belong to one or two, and they have really changed my life. Now, I want to ask you, communities, why are they essential? Like communities, why are they really essential? Why can't I just stay myself, do everything myself, grow myself, improve myself, and then I'm fine? Why should I belong to a community? Why should I join a community? Why is it essential? Is it not so much of a burden? So I want you to share with us from your experience. Why communities? What makes them essential?
In my experience, I have a period of time just be myself. And that experience wasn't too great.
Wow.
Um, when I was in my uni, I also study here in Australia. And at that time, I remember COVID hit and I was living in the city myself. At that time, I watched a lot of personal development videos and read a lot of books. I have a very good routine actually. Wake up very early in the morning, doing the yoga that I want to do and meditation and start my day. You say, "Oh, that's perfect." um, but I remember at that time, sometimes I really feel very lonely. And even though I'm doing all the things that myself, and like I said, there's a mastery curve. People will hit the plateau after a certain while they grow. So no matter how much time and efforts that I put into it, I cannot see any progress in my life. Then I didn't really talk to people as well. At that time, I didn't have much friends. Not like right now, I have a lot, but um, so at that time, I really isolated myself. Even though still slow progress growing, but I can't have the happiness where share myself to others and growing together. And to a point that I think I just become I think it go backwards. It backfires me a lot. And I was living in a tent inside that house and just watching movies at night. Then I become very lazy. So I think it is a balance where individual and in this end of the spectrum is individual. The other end will be the collective. And our humans, if we really want to live individually, is really hard. If you look at the breakfast that you eat, is not making from you from scratch. The cereals or some other things are from different countries. So I don't think right now people can live individually themselves. It's all gonna go to like a society, but it really depends on how we want to sit ourselves in. I think in some period of time in our life, maybe we just need some personal time. But if we want to make some influence to the world, make some contribution to the world, then the community comes in. So to answer your question, I feel people can grow themselves individually if they have enough self-discipline or if they really know what they are doing. But for me, I'm not that kind of person. I can be self-disciplined for a period of time, but not always. And I will get very demotivated. And the other side of the spectrum will be the community, the collective. I would think inside a community, if we are in a very good community where having a higher purpose in the community, people will just get influenced by the community itself. It's a natural process. So I guess choosing a very good community is also very important to us for our growth.
Awesome, that's phenomenal. Even if you are already tilting into my next question, but from what I can get, even if what I can get from what you said is, even if there are times when you need to sit down and begin to make deliberate effort to develop yourself, most times you get more valuable communication from communities. Just like we have commune, okay, community, there is a measure of communication, because it's in the community you see someone who has been like you but seem to have overcome your challenge, and then will tell you the story, will tell you, oh, this is what it has been like, this is what I did, this is who I met, this is what I read. Instead of trying to take random decisions or make random choices or just speak random solution, there's a definiteness with the choice you make when you belong to a community. And in a community, you get to even meet valuable people. For example, I've met amazing people from a community called Head Start Africa, just by putting out posts there, seeing those engage, interacting with them, understanding their line of thought. We have become friends. And from that, we are building more, we share ideas, we sharpen each other. There is a saying from saying from the Holy Bible that says that iron sharpeneth iron. So it's like two irons get to sharpen themselves, but no iron is sharpened on its own. That's something you need to understand. That's something I think people should understand. No iron stays on its own and is sharpened. You need another iron to be sharpened together. And these are what communities do for people. So you commune, you understand people's line of thoughts, you have a broader wide view to what you think you know, and then you get better. You get better. You get better. Now, my next question would be, individuals want to make choices. Like now they've heard, oh, communities are amazing, communities are good. Let me join a community. Oh, maybe I should enroll, I should subscribe to Kaiko. Maybe I should do this. But the question is, what should people consider when making choice of a community? Should they just go online and search communities in this and then they just join? Or there are things they should look out for when they are trying to make a choice of a community? So can you just tell us, what should we look at? What are the things we should look at? All right, maybe the community has these, or the community does these, or these are the things, or these are the things. Or should we follow a community because it has large number of followers? So tell us in your opinion, what are the things we should look out for when we're trying to make a choice of a community?
Yeah, I think a very good question. Never really thought about it, but there are some experience in my life that told me, of course, when we want to join a community, like there are tons of community out there. That there will be maybe for people's interest, maybe tennis club. So I think that would be the first thing. Like right now, I'm in a community of Hobart Toastmasters. So Toastmasters, I think you also know, is a public speaking group of people. And the reason that people choose to do Toastmasters is because people wanted to improve their speaking skills, leadership skills, communication skills. So I guess the first step always be what aspects in your life you want to improve. It can also be a fitness club. So, and after that, actually in Tasmania, a public speaking club, we only have one Hobart Toastmasters, so you have no choice. You have to choose that one. And so sometimes life will happen. It's not like I want to choose a community that I would like to be in that example. And going back in my uni's life, I was actually an active church member. I was a Christian, and at that time, I am in such a amazing community where people grow together spiritually. And how did I choose that community? I just met a friend. Actually, a friend's friend recommended me to join that community. And I just joined it, and people there are super nice and grounds. And I guess when we want to join a community, it will be something like that. There are some opportunities comes in, or some friends recommend us to go to some place, and then we just start to mingle with the people there. And then we started to, oh, see, am I belong to this group? Do I want to stay longer there? What I'm looking into will be, is this group has a higher purpose that align with my own life purpose? I think for the spiritual group, the church group at that time, it really aligned with my purpose. At that time, I was seeking for God, and I didn't know how to do it. But that group, it provided me the mentorship that I need, and also the weekly catch up that I need. And I also have like a mentor just working side by side with me, like growing together as well. So I would say that was really valuable. And then right now in Toastmasters, it was a group of people that are very diverse. In Hobart, in Tasmania, where I live, we only have one Toastmasters club. So it makes the people there are very diverse. And also, they're also a social club. So people are just very inclusive. We also will catch a drink on Friday nights. And that community is very friendly. Everyone wants everyone to grow in their speaking skills. And right now, I'm the president of that club. I also set my own agenda there, which is nice. My agenda is like, oh, you guys set up your goals. What do you want to achieve this year? And people just grow together. And to summarize the answers, I would say goes with your feelings. This is what I did. But be careful, don't go into a cult or something. That would be really bad. And I think naturally our feelings will guide us. We know exactly what we want. If it feels right, probably it's good. And know about your values and purpose in life. What do you really want? And why do you really want that? And to see whether that community have that higher purpose that align with your values. That would be my suggestion.
Wow, that's really nice. I think I think from what you said right now, it means that people should not expect communities to do for them what they should do for themselves. So, like, don't expect community to help you find yourself. You should find yourself and then have an aspiration for what you want to achieve, and then look for communities that can guide you or give you instructions or give you ideas that could get you there. And in communities, it's also important that people know how to position correctly. So don't be inactive while you claim to be a member of a community. So there should be some sort of activities that shows that yes, you're valuable, you are able to do things, you are able to improve yourself, and you are able to get better. Now, what I want to ask is, from your experience building Kaiko, can you share some of the things you found out that makes you really proud about Kaiko? What are the things you found out that makes you really proud? Like you realize this, look, I'm so proud about this. I'm delighted. Like I could leave this world and fly out of the skies because I'm seeing this.
Yeah.
And probably you never knew this could Kaiko could accomplish this, Kaiko could do this. Just tell us about it. What are the things you're proud of about the platform Kaiko?
I'm proud of everything that we've done. Yeah, I just met my co-founder like 3 months ago. So we were literally building this startup in less than a 3 months period of time. At the time, you know how we got started? We are just we didn't know we wanted to build a community. We only know that we love personal development. And when we are trying to build this startup, like everything is unknown. When I look back, like 3 months ago, we had this first chat with my. I have this first chat with my co-founder, and we just use the Miro board, brainstorm ideas. What are we gonna do? And it was really interesting while doing the brainstorming, go with the flow with our minds, and then slowly, oh, we want personal development and community combined together. Then after that, oh, but how can we achieve this? Then we went out and interviewed a bunch of people on LinkedIn. I think more than 100 people, getting to know each of them, asking them what are your goals and aspirations in life, and really getting to know what are the challenges that they are facing in personal development, and whether they would like to join a community of some sort. Then we slowly, after the interview, we slowly do the solution building, ideation phase of our startup, trying to think about what will be a solution for people. Then slowly, we are doing the A/B testing, doing weekly catch-up section versus WhatsApp chat group as building a community. And then we found out, oh, weekly catch-up section makes people more involved. People will talk to each other and really connect to each other intimately. And we also from like a weekly weekly meetup group from 3 people, scale it down into 2 people. So this process is really rewarding to me, because I think the thing in startup is we don't know what will happen tomorrow, and we constantly change our solutions based on the user's feedback. And so the most thing that I would be proud of, I would say, is the process. I got a lot of rejections, of course, and that will be I also try to learn to enjoy that. Like I would say I'm growing with Kai-kun together. For example, before I was a bit feeling so sad when people reject me, and then right now I'm like, yeah, this is normal. It's a normal human being will react like that. Probably some people a bit odd and not a bit strange will accept the call from us. I think right now our target, the early adopters of our product will be people who have entrepreneurial mindsets, wanted to try something very new, and also very into personal development and meeting some new friends. So I guess I'm very proud of all the process that we've been through. And in this process, we also grow ourselves along with the Kaikun. And we are really looking forward in the future how it will evolve to be.
Awesome. That's really amazing. I'm delighted to hear that, which is really really great. Now I want to go to the questions of the audience. Now
Mhm.
someone is asking, please, how do one maintain momentum when one reaches a plateau? Also, how do one avoid the feeling of being lost in a fast-paced system?
Mhm.
So I guess you can see the question at your hand also.
Yes, I
All right,
can.
phenomenal, great.
I think that's a very good question. The first half, maintain momentum when one reaches a plateau. I will highly recommend you read this book, Mastery by George Leonard. So, in this little book, it's just a little book, you can read it in one day. George Leonard is an Aikido master. So, he really explained when he practiced his Aikido. He's literally throwing punches like this repetitively, like hundreds and thousands of times. And there was a plateau time that he never see any improvement. But his idea is we need to learn to fall in love with the plateau, this period of time. Because even though we can see if we are doing some routine in our lives, it's really mundane and grindy work. We don't really enjoy it that much. There is no excitement at all. But George Leonard really encouraged us to find the joy out of it. Like he find the joy every day throwing the punches. So I guess if we want to maintain the momentum, we need to find the satisfaction of doing our routine work and falling in love with it, breathe with it, and also think in big picture. In the future, there will be a point that we will search, we will develop a little bit more. And if we have a vision that who we really want to become, what kind of skills that we really want to develop, become a master of some sort, then that will motivate us to continue to doing all the mundane routine and also enjoy it. The process is also very good. And for the second part of the question, how do one avoid a feeling of being lost in a fast paced system? I guess feeling lost in this fast paced society, probably. Feeling lost. I think don't avoid it. Just feel it. I will feel lost all the time. So I think it's okay to feel being lost, and we just need to ground ourselves somehow back to who we really want to be, not really be influenced by the fast-paced system that much. We wanted to. I think one thing that I've done quite well in my life is that I do journaling a lot. I write down stuff that is in my mind. I organize stuff a lot, and that makes me really think about what I really want. I think right now, nowadays, like you said, in the fast-paced society, people are stimulated by a lot of stuff. Maybe movies, maybe video games, maybe Instagram, social media. A lot of stuff are going on in our lives. Very, very busy. But we need to somehow set aside some time with ourselves to go deeper inside ourselves. What really made us happy? I think for everyone will be different, and being lost is part of the process that we can't really escape. And as we develop ourselves, our taste will probably also be different along the way. So probably yesterday I would be happy when I just do 5 minutes of meditation, but tomorrow my happiness source might be different. So I guess to answer this question, we we don't need to avoid anything or feeling being lost. But in this fast-paced system, we wanted to ground ourselves a little bit, constantly contemplate about what really makes us tick instead of following the mainstream. Really think deep about what we really want, and most importantly, why.
Awesome. Those are phenomenal answers, and I believe everyone have learned from that. Now, I will want you to go to Kaiko. Tell us about the value in Kaiko, what people should do to join in, and all that people need to know about Kaiko. So I will be sharing the platform right away. So you just
Okay.
talk over it.
Yeah. Thanks, Abidon. So this is Kai-kun that my co-founder and I built. Um, okay, I cannot see the website right now. Oh, I can see it now. Yeah. I built this website myself, so it's a bit um, not that responsive in a sense, but last week I talked to a guy who's from Egypt. You see, in this platform, you can just meet people from different countries, even Egypt. I never talked to a person in Egypt before. So he said, "Oh, I can fix your website." And people are very nice when you talk to them. They will really help. And here, as you can see, we are make weekly improvements with your peer. So I guess it's not a very conventional concept that people will see online right now. So if you think of Tinder for personal development, we will match people together, and together we give them the goal template. For the first meeting, they will talk about what they really want to achieve in this month and why. So it's more of like a self-discovery and also getting to know each other. How can they help each other to succeed in this 1 month? Right now, we are recruiting our beta users for 1 month. And if you scroll down a little bit, there will be how it works section. So we will ask people to set their goals, and we match them together based on their time availability. Join our weekly meetings with some recommended agenda, sharing their week. And by doing the reflection, they will make incremental changes. And there are also some lovely testimonial from some of our beta users. This is Alex. He's from Canada. He loves our platform, and he will join us every week to talk about what he has achieved this week and what he wanted to do. How can he improve better next week? So I guess our platform right now can keep people accountable on what they really want to achieve in their lives. And also, if people they don't have a clear goals, they will by connecting to other people, talking, reflecting, really set their minds into it. Our community has a purpose to help people to discover themselves and also really find what are their life purposes and stay on track on it. Just but we pin it down into very concrete steps. We don't want people just think about things, but we want people to be very practical and also making changes every week. Sorry, I think my voice is a bit not very good right now because I tested COVID yesterday. I'm like, a bit intoxicated feeling. Thanks, Abilda.
All right, awesome. Sorry about that. So for those who want to subscribe to this platform, simply go to kaiko.com,
And oh
www.kaiko.com,
yeah, forget to talk
and
about it. I think
and
because
then
yeah, yeah, because my mind is a bit slow right now. I'm having
yeah,
COVID, so
yeah, sorry about that.
and go there at the very top. There are two buttons to schedule an onboarding call with us. Just tell us what you need, and we also will introduce ourselves and to either get started or schedule with Boom or schedule with Kylie. Yeah,
All
we
right,
also
so
walk through
that's
the form. Hmm.
yeah, thanks. That's really amazing. Thank you so much, Kaili, for your time. So for those who are interested, let them do well. Go to kaiko.com and then you could get started. And right now it's entirely free. It's entirely free. So you can get started, get to meet people. You would always meet your goals, you would accomplish them, and then you get people who would keep you prompted up to date to ensure that you're growing and you're doing so well. So, Kylie, what's your final word for the audience? Just final words, and we will be wrapping up.
I think the final word will be the reason that we build Kaikun is because of personal development. But a little bit further, we can see that right now in the world, there are disagreements and people not really agree with each other. But we want a community where, despite all those differences, we also want to transcend the limitations by exposing ourselves to diverse perspectives, promoting empathy, love, and compassion.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kylie Sen. It's really amazing to have you here. And I believe the audience have listened to you, and those who would get to watch this replay, they will get to on board on Kaiko. I saw someone who made a comment. Please made a comment. He said, "This is a great platform. I love the accountability idea." And it was trying to ask if there are books that can help an introvert make good use of good community. So I would say on board on the platform, you may just get to link up with Kylie or link up with Boom and then ask these questions. They will get to take you on the journey. Kylie was introverted. She will have a lot of ideas to share with you on what you can really do and books that you can begin to make use of. Thank you so much, Kylie. It's so amazing, and I'm so delighted that you honored to be here. So I would see you on the back end. I'll remove you from the stream now, and I'll see you on the back end after closing this show.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for having me.
All right, great everyone. That was an amazing presentation by Kaili Sen, a co-founder of Kaiko, where she shared on the power of community for personal development. And it has been really phenomenal. It has been great to listen to a lot of the things that have been shared, build momentum, be consistent, have a routine, and then always do well to ensure that you want to be better are the things that you do. There's never a great time, there's never a better time to change your life than today. Till I come your way again and we'll share again on an amazing and phenomenal idea. Keep doing amazing things for your life, keep contributing to your personal development, and making deliberate and positive changes in your life on a daily basis. See ya. Bye bye.
Somebody say, hey, hey.